Hi, welcome back. In this video, I'll be going over my experience with eating a carnivore diet for the past 2 months, my lab work, my nutrition, and my supplementation plan moving forward. So if you watched the first video, I talked about how I've been eating a carnivore diet for the past 2 months. This carnivore diet did include kombucha towards the last couple of weeks. And it was raw kombucha, unflavored, and organic. The carnivore diet was a strict carnivore diet in that I was only eating meat, grass-fed, organic meats, based mostly on ruminant animals. Just salt. I didn't use any other seasonings. I didn't use any spices, any herbs. It was just salt, sea salt. And I was eating eggs. I was eating raw milk and raw dairy. I mostly had cheese, raw cheese. And I think that's pretty much it. I'd have fish twice a week. And I would have cured meats once in a while. So yeah, that's it. Meat, dairy, eggs, and kombucha towards the end of it. I was only drinking water. I cut out all caffeine. I cut out all supplements. Anything additional. No more CBD. No more anything. So yeah, after eating that way for about 2 months, I went and I got some blood work done. I have the results of that blood work right here. And yeah, I wanted to go over that because it was pretty surprising. I've always been interested in the idea of getting lab tests for my physical fitness and for health reasons to see if I was deficient in any nutrients, how my organs and my hormones were doing. There's a lot of tests I still want to do, but this is the first round. So as you can see here, Ulta Lab, this is going to be backwards, but Ulta Lab Tests was where the blood was sent to and how I got my results back. It's there's several pages. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 8 pages here. But yeah, let's start with cardiovascular health. My CHOL HDLC ratio is green. It's 4.2. Which is within range. My total cholesterol, 423. The doctor was explaining to me that this is pretty crazy. It's pretty high. I'm out of the range of total cholesterol, but he said since my non-HDL cholesterol, wait, nope, that's actually high too, 322. My HDL and my triglycerides are green. They're healthy. And he said that's the protective cholesterol. I know a little bit about nutrition, but on this health journey, after doing all this research on the carnivore diet, I feel like I have to relearn everything. I have a certification in being a nutrition coach from NASM, and a lot of what they taught me is in question right now. After researching the carnivore diet and what is recommended in most nutrition and health spaces, I'm kind of just trying to experiment and see how my body responds. And I've noticed that maybe there's a base and there's a foundation for what is optimal. meaning the most nutrient dense foods and bioavailable nutrients come from animal meats and organs and dairy, and all the studies show that that's true. As far as everything else goes, it seems like right now everything's under question, whether you need fiber or not. Some people say that it's necessary for gut health. Some people say we don't need fiber at all, and that all the polyphenols and all the everything in the phytonutrients and the anti-nutrients and everything that's in plant foods, whether it's leafy greens, whether it's tubers and roots, fruit, any part of a plant is unnecessary. You don't need to eat it to thrive, or you don't. All those nutrients that are in plants you can get from animal-based eating, and they're more bioavailable and there's more of them. And so, what do I really know? This is just what I've been reading. So, anyways, kind of a tangent. But, yeah, so that's where, I guess it's, he was telling me this is unusual, my cholesterol levels. But he says that he's not concerned because of the triglycerides and the HDL. So yeah, nothing to worry about there. My C-reactive protein, that's an inflammation. It's under the category of inflammation. In the green, it's 0.5. My metabolic and endocrine health, all my the T3, the T4, and the TSH, they're all green. They're all within range. My diabetes and insulin resistance, my glucose levels, 94, within range. My hemoglobin is 5.6, consistent with the absence of diabetes. So there we go, I'm not insulin resistant. My reproductive hormones, estradiol, 26, within range. Estrogen and total serum, 158.7, also within range. Free testosterone is 138.8. Looks like I'm in the high end of what this paper says. Progesterone, 0.5. My total testosterone is 877 nanograms. So, sorry. Testosterone can be converted into DHT, and for anyone that has male pattern baldness or their hair is thinning, and sometimes alopecia is a result of your testosterone being converted to DHT or some of the testosterone. And so I'm going to go over the rest of these labs, but pause right here because he was telling me that he thinks that a lot of it is being converted to DHT. And so a lot of what he recommended I do with my nutrition and the supplements was to combat that conversion. There's ways that you can do it pharmaceutically with things like Rogaine, finasteride. There's a couple of other ones, but I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to try all natural first, and probably always, because I didn't like the idea of being on something for the rest of my life. I wanted my body to come back to homeostasis naturally. And I believe that's important. I don't believe that we need all these synthetic drugs to maintain a healthy life or to reach health. So I'll talk about those things that are I'm going to be using to stop the conversion of DHT. But yeah, so other than him saying that, I was pretty happy with those testosterone levels, because I do like to lift weights. I do love the feeling that high testosterone gives you. It makes effort feel good, and yeah, I've always been into trying to increase that, whether that's getting a full night's rest, whether that's eating whole foods, living a stress-free life as much as possible, and yeah, lifting heavy weights. Okay, moving forward, I'm going to talk about the liver health. Everything's in the green. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different enzymes and function tests right here. They're all green. I don't know if you can see all these numbers. So yeah, nothing to worry about there. Kidney and urinary health. There's a couple of red ones. I'm 1 point out of range with the urea nitrogen, and that's because I took these tests at 8:30 a.m. and I hadn't drank a lot of water. I maybe had like 8 ounces of water, and then I went straight to go take this test. And he said I was probably most likely dehydrated, because all the rest of the numbers are in the green. So we'll see what happens next time. Next time I'll drink more water and see if that moves. My electrolytes, all green. That was something I was concerned about with the carnivore diet, because I had noticed that some people will take electrolyte powders, or they will supplement with electrolytes, or they'll drink mineral water. They'll eat fruit. They'll do different things because they're worried about that they won't get all their electrolytes in, or their minerals. And mine are all in the green. So I was drinking kombucha and I ate fruit a couple times, because I had heard some people talk about how not only is it necessary, but it's optimal. And I wanted to experiment. For the first month and a half, I was strict carnivore. The last couple of weeks, and I know this all takes time. So the next time I do tests in 3 months, it's going to get a bit, give a better, look at what this is doing to my blood work, and yeah. But anyways. The next thing is, but yeah, these are the results so far. And I know that some of this is a result from before I was carnivore, but it looks like the carnivore diet wasn't doing anything destructive, because as I go on, there's a couple more pages left. Everything's in the green. There's my electrolytes. My blood health in the green. Stored iron in the green. Red blood cells, white blood cells, my immunity. That was interesting because I know alopecia is an autoimmune disorder. But I know nothing about that or this, so I'm still trying to figure this all out and do a lot more research. And yeah, vitamin D levels, we're okay. He says it looks like they're optimal. He wants me to get more. My number is over here at 45 nanograms. Optimal is anything above 30. He still wants to move that up. So every morning I sit out on my balcony, and I'll read for at least 10 minutes to 30 minutes. I'll get some sun. On the days that I don't have to go to work, I try to be outside more, whether that's hanging out by the pool or I'm just hanging out at a park or running errands with all the windows down and my sunroof open. I'm trying to get sun every day because I know it's important for everything, for all your health. But yeah, so those are my results. Nothing too surprising. The cholesterol was to be expected because I had heard about other people on the carnivore diet, how even though this doctor said that it was a shock, he's never seen numbers like that, but he's not worried because of where the triglycerides and HDL are. I thought that was cool because that was like other people's results on the carnivore diet. And yeah, so it was reassuring to see that with these blood test results, nothing was crazy. Nothing was to be concerned about. It gave me hope that this can be fixed, or at least it could get better. So moving forward, he told me that he wanted to add a little bit to the carnivore diet. He wanted to increase probiotic-rich foods, polyphenol-rich foods, and easily digestible foods. He wanted to include low FODMAP vegetables and low FODMAP fruit. I'm not sold on the vegetables yet. I did like the way my digestion was functioning, and my gut felt great. I hadn't felt like that ever. So the vegetables are probably the last thing I'm gonna start reintroducing. I started including yogurt and cottage cheese. He wants me to include some miso, tempeh, and tamari sauce. And I think maybe I'll try those things if I get sushi, or because I don't know, I like what I'm eating right now. And I think I can get a lot of probiotics from yogurt and kefir, however it's pronounced. And so, yeah. I did start incorporating orange juice, and that's organic, pulp-free orange juice. There's a lot of sugar in it, but it's fructose. And we talked a lot about what fructose does and how beneficial it is. And I love fruit, so I was down to experiment. So I'm starting to incorporate carbohydrates, and they're all coming from fruit. I make a shake now with collagen. He was saying there's some amino acids that I am not getting from meat and organs in the right quantities. So even though I do drink bone broth at least once a week, he wanted to increase some of those amino acid levels. So I'm taking collagen. So I make a shake every day now. I've been doing this for like a week with 2 scoops of collagen, some orange juice, a little bit of raw milk, some yogurt, a banana. I threw in a kiwi today and some blueberries. And I think that's it. Yeah. So those are my carbs. And I do that. I've been messing with the time of day that I do it at. I know in the fitness space that getting an insulin spike right after you work out is supposed to increase anabolism, keep you anabolic, and trigger just muscle protein synthesis. I think that's the correct, I could be butchering this, but basically your body's ability to put on muscle mass. And so I've been trying that, and then some mornings, like today, I'm not going to work out today, so I made a shake first thing in the morning. I also have been making green tea. Like I said, I stopped caffeine for the 2 months. Now I am drinking green tea and nettle leaf tea, and I put both those tea bags in 1 cup. I also have been incorporating organic pure sugar sugarcane. And after talking to him, after doing a little bit of research, I'm not convinced that sugar's bad for you. I think, and I know that in order to gain weight, whether that's fat or muscle, you need to be in a calorie surplus. And so sugar is not going to make you fat necessarily. Anything can make you fat. Increasing your calories over how much calories you burn is what makes you gain any sort of weight. So sugar is pure glucose, and so your brain uses glucose, and your body does, for energy. And so as long as I'm getting my micronutrients and other macros from my diet, the sugar can be used as just pure calories. It's not for micronutrient content. It's not for minerals. It's not for vitamins. It's energy. And so far, it's been a couple weeks, but my scale isn't going crazy. I'm not getting fat. When I drink the tea first thing in the morning, it did not bother my stomach. So yeah, I don't know what all this like bad talk about sugar is about. Because yeah, thinking about it, it's not. I don't know what it's gonna do to my blood work, but that's what I'm doing right now. I also stopped eating salmon. He told me stop eating salmon because of the EPA and DHA. I'm gonna eat whitefish only, and I've been eating black cod twice a week. He wants me to incorporate white rice and baked carrots. I have not eaten rice yet because I know that first week when this first started happening, I felt that after I ate rice, my stomach was doing stuff, and I started eliminating things one by one. Rice was one of the first things I eliminated. And it could have been that my gut health was a mess, and that a lot of things were just upsetting my stomach. And eventually those things will be okay to eat, but maybe not then. So far I've just reintroduced fruit and sugar and tea. And so far I'm doing I feel all right. I've even gotten a couple of little hairs on my chin and on my stomach, and if I look at my eyebrows, I don't think you'll be able to see it. No. There's a couple of hairs here. I have there's no significant growth. I have no eyelashes. I have like a couple of hairs here still. These haven't fallen out. But as far as regrowth goes, I have like 3 here. I shaved completely because I wanted to see what was, except right here. I shaved everything on my head and on my face because I wanted to see if I would get regrowth. And it seems like I think the hair loss stopped because I still have some chest hair. It did get very sparse, but I don't see hair anymore when I'm taking a shower or I'm washing my face. There's not much on my face anymore at all. But now I'm trying to notice if I have any regrowth. As far as supplementation goes, I'm taking a capsule of reishi mushrooms twice a day. I talked about how I'm taking the 2 scoops of collagen. I'm also taking a couple capsules of saw palmetto, nettle, and pygeum twice a day. And I am also taking 2 dropperfuls, the whole little dropper, of ginseng master under my tongue. And wow, is that spicy. I've never had something like that to take sublingually. It like burns. I can only keep it under my tongue for like 10 seconds, and then I gotta swallow it and wash it down with some water, that tea I'm drinking in the morning. That one's pretty crazy. And then I massage essential oil into my face and the top of my scalp. And that essential oil is made of thyme, lavender, rosemary, sage, peppermint, and almond oil. I still need to go get the thyme, but I've just been doing rosemary oil, and I've been doing that for a long time, for a couple months, maybe like 3 months. And then I used to make my own beard oil back when I had my giant beard. Eventually I'll show pictures of what I used to look like. It was a drastic difference. Full mustache, full beard. It's very curly and thick. Thick eyebrows, long eyelashes. I had like unusually long eyelashes. And yeah, I had to shave every day. I'd get 5 o'clock shadow on my cheeks. You know, I have no nose hair anymore, no ear hair. This is wild. But anyways, I would make my own beard oil, and I would put rosemary oil in my beard for the past like 7 years. And so I'm still doing that. I'm gonna add all these other oils in and start doing that before I go outside in the sun in the morning. So the last thing he wanted me to incorporate was Fiji water because of its high silica content. I had read a book that kind of changed my mind on drinking water out of plastic bottles. The book is called Estrogenics, and it talks about how these fake estrogens or these synthetic estrogens mess with our endocrine system, and that they can mess with our hormone levels. And so I wanted to stay away from all of that as much as possible, and I've been doing this for a long time. Slowly on my health journey, I stopped using plastic. My food isn't in plastic containers. I use glass. I don't microwave anything in plastic. I don't drink out of plastic. All my house products are all natural. I don't like fragrances. I try to stay away from everything synthetic. And so drinking water out of plastic I didn't know if I was ready to do that. Maybe I could take a silica supplement, because I know it's important for forming collagen, but that's the last thing on this list, and I haven't incorporated that yet. I don't know if I will. Everything else though, I'm pretty disciplined, and I'm gonna stick to this for the next 3 months. So it's gonna be a carnivore diet with fruit. I'll make a video once I start adding more carrots and potatoes, and if I add rice. But on this list, those are the only carbohydrates he wants me to incorporate. And I want to do this slowly. So maybe for the first month or so, I'm just going to do fruit and see how I feel and see what the results are with that. So I'll make a couple of videos on what my meals look like, how I'm feeling, and I'll do updates within these next 3 months. But yeah, these are the results, and this is how my carnivore diet and my alopecia is going. So thank you for watching.